आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि कृपया राष्ट्रगान के लिए अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं।
नमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
भारत के माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी, माननीय संचार एवं उत्तर पूर्वी क्षेत्र विकास मंत्री श्री ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया जी, सचिव डाक विभाग श्रीमती वंदिता कौल मैडम, सदस्य वित्त डिजिटल कम्युनिकेशन कमीशन श्री मनीष सिन्हा जी, हमारे आमंत्रण का मान रखते हुए अन्य विभागों से आए अतिथिगण, देश के सुदूर कोनों से आए सेवा के अवकाश प्राप्त वरिष्ठ सदस्यगण, देवियों और सज्जनों, इंडियन पीएनटी अकाउंट्स एंड फाइनेंस सर्विस के 50वें स्थापना दिवस पर आप सभी का हृदय से स्वागत है। समारोह की इस कड़ी में मैं माननीय मंत्री महोदय जी से आग्रह करना चाहूंगी कि वे कृपया शॉल भेंटकर उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय का अभिनंदन करें तथा स्मृति चिन्ह भेंट करें। Now, I'll request Member Finance Digital Communication Commission, Shri Manish Sinha, for his welcome address.
Honorable Vice President of India, Honorable Minister of Communication and Donor, Tripos, distinguished guests, my esteemed colleagues, and a large group of officers of the Indian Post and Telecommunication Account and Finance Service. It is with immense pride that we have gathered today on this 50th Foundation Day of Indian PNT AFS cadre. This is just not a celebration of the passage of time. We've had a lot of dedication and excellence in whatever we have done in all these years, and we hope to be able to celebrate that today. Sir, the bureaucracy has been at the heart of India's governance and institutional framework. We in the Indian PNT Accounts and Finance cadre also embody this ethos, ensuring financial prudence, operational discipline, and strategic foresight in managing the backbone of our nation's post and telecommunications sector. More than 50 years ago, in 1972, this service was established. In 1974, we had the first set of recruitment in this service, and it's been 50 years of transformative journey that we have been through for the financial governance of the communications sector, which includes both telecommunication and postal. Over the decade, we have emerged as a backbone of India's communication infrastructure, driving key activities like spectrum management, spectrum auctions, bringing in lakhs of crores of revenue, and also annual revenue collections of tune of 25 to 30,000 crores, besides managing the postal revenues, which is collected all over the country in various post offices and brought down to a very rigorous accounting mechanism. So we have also collected a lot of fund in the Digital Bharat Nidhi, which helps build the network in inaccessible areas and has been very productive in the last 1.5 decades. Asset monetization and public sector financing are two emerging critical functions that we perform, and we believe that we have been handling it efficiently. So the unwavering commitment that we have in navigating the complexities of financial management, in recognizing revenues, in collecting them, in bringing them to good accounting, using the license fee, the spectrum usage charges, it has played a pivotal role in strengthening the telecom sector. And this sector really drives India's transformation into a digital powerhouse. So there are a lot of technological changes coming in, and we hope that these activities will lead to greater achievements in the digital ecosystem. The focus has been on collaborative approaches, and we have been able to design systems that bring in more collaboration in terms of funds, in terms of budgeting, and we always are a step ahead of whatever the changes are that are proposed in the sector. So initiatives like Telecom Technology Development Fund, the Production Linked Incentive are schemes that have strengthened the foundation. The former fosters advancement in 5G, 6G, in IoT, while the latter has attracted substantial investments, boosting domestic manufacturing and exports. Sir, our officers are involved in playing a pivotal role in achieving these milestones, and by ensuring meticulous financial oversight, efficient resource allocation, and strategic planning. Their expertise has been instrumental in translating policy initiatives into tangible outcomes, driving innovation and enabling communication sector to emerge as a global leader in digital economy. So as Member of Finance at the Digital Communication Commission, I believe that strategic financial planning will be key to unlocking the vast potential that India's digital transformation has. We are focusing on cost-effective measures, sustainable developments, and we hope that we can bridge the digital divide in the country and provide connectivity across all the geographies in our country. Through this prudent financial management and innovative funding models, we have been fueling the growth of the digital economy in this country. A key aspect of this is also the spectrum management, which is very vital for the telecom landscape. As we continue to navigate the complexities of spectrum allocation, there is an urgent need to rethink traditional methods of management. The method of allocation needs to evolve, better reflect the economic realities of the digital area, balancing the demands of the new technologies with the need of a fair and efficient allocation method. It is essential that we develop models that measure spectrum utilization efficiency, spectrum values, and then let the management not be hindered by outdated regulatory framework. Officers of our cadre put in a lot of endeavor to develop expertise in financial governance and regulatory oversight to facilitate efficient spectrum management and drive innovation in the telecom sector. Postal side has its own reach, its own large network reaching to almost 1 lakh, more than 1,50,000 post offices. It has its own complexities in the accounting and budgeting procedure, and the largest network in the country to reach money till the last point and then bring back that money collected at the last point to the central corpus. Our officers are working very hard to ensure that it happens in the most efficient manner. We also, the fintech utilization, though it rides on the telecom network, but one of the bigger utilizers is the Department of Post. And by ensuring that the postal department uses this as one of its key activities. So on this golden jubilee, let us reflect on the critical role of our officers as custodians of financial discipline and innovation. We can move from process-driven approaches to outcome-driven approaches and bring in greater efficiency with advanced communication technologies by 2047. So I take this opportunity to congratulate every member of the Indian P&T Accounts and Finance Service. Together, let us continue this journey of excellence and ensure that work inspires and enables India's growth story for decades to come. And then once I again thank Honorable Vice President of India, Honorable Minister of Communication and Secretary Post, other dignitaries who are present here, that you have really inspired us and helped us celebrate today for the entire service. Thank you very much. And Jai Hind.
थैंक यू सर। अब माननीय संचार तथा उत्तर पूर्वी क्षेत्र विकास मंत्री श्री ज्योतिरादित्य सिंधिया जी से अनुरोध है कि वे कृपया अपने वक्तव्य से हमारा मार्गदर्शन करें।
Honorable Vice President of India, our most respected Jagdeep Dhankar Sahib, on the dais with me, Secretary Post, Vandita Kaulji, Member Finance, Digital Communications Commission, Manish Sinha Sahib, and all the members of my IPTAFS family present here this morning. It is our utmost honor that on this important milestone day, we have amongst us none other than the Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar ji. A visionary leader whose commitment to upholding the democratic traditions of our age-old country, steering our nation with his guidance towards a path of prosperity, towards a path of progress. And we're indeed honored to have with us today, as we will find out in a short period of time, his wisdom, his experience, his guiding light. And for me personally, someone who has always showered his blessings, always guided me, and therefore it indeed is an honor for me personally to have with us today the Vice President of India at this wonderful function. Vice President, sir, 50 years ago, a vision was born in our country. A vision where we had the thought of merging professionalism along with the spirit of service. And in that drive, a cadre was formed that would become the very lifeblood of India's telecommunications sector. Today, as we mark 5 successful decades of both unwavering commitment and extraordinary contributions, our cadre, today I would like to acknowledge and celebrate the transformative role that each member of our family has played over the last 50 years in taking our telecommunications sector forward. Your incredible spirit to serve the nation has very clearly shown that true patriotism is not only about loving Bharat Mata, but is also about serving her. And that stands out as a beacon, as an example for many other services. Our IP and TFAS was started with this same very commitment. And when the birth of our cadre took place, Honorable Vice President, sir, our telecommunications sector in India was in its very nascency. We were far behind our Western counterparts. We were dependent fully on foreign technology. We were limited to the landline phones, the rotary phones that a model of which that you just dialed. We were used to manual switching systems. And mobile technology was a very, very distant dream. And in that environment, it is this cadre that has formed the very backbone of our telecom sector, strengthening us financially and empowering us to look at new fields of development. Your growth has been monumental. You have powered India's dream to achieve the unachievable, to convert dreams into reality. And your success can be defined by 3 very clear pillars. The first is bringing stability to our sector, regaining strength and regaining prominence for our sector from the murky waters of the spectrum imbroglio, clearly defining a path for spectrum management, and the brilliant innovation of the SARAS platform. A round of applause for all of you that have brought about the SARAS platform that manages all the license fees and also provides not only a pathway for government, but the process that our Prime Minister has always talked about, ease of doing business for every single stakeholder in our telecom industry. The second pillar is the pillar of empowering our family, where respected Vice President Sahib, We have over 5 lakh pensioners in our communications family, from BSNL to MTNL to the Department of Telecom. And all of these pensioners today, through the Samman platform, receive their pension on time and the right amount, thanks to our family sitting before us today. The third pillar, in a sector that has always been not evolutionary, but has been revolutionary. A sector that has moved not in incremental form, but a sector that has moved in monumental strides. Is always the challenge to be able to keep pace with technology. And if our department, our sectors, post, telecom, has been able to do that, that is because of the capability of my family standing and sitting in front of me today. This family, respected Vice President Sahib, has been a repository of well-informed counsel to all stakeholders in government. And today, whether it is about unlocking the immense potential of our precious resource, our airwaves, our spectrum, the methodology of that. We are now moving from terrestrial networks to non-terrestrial networks. It will be a quantum leap for our country. The crystallization, the definition of that. Or as Manish ji said, the consolidation of the Digital Bharat Nidhi, the DBN, formerly called the USOF, where today we have a corpus of 84,000 crores. 84,000 crores, the largest non-lapsable fund of the government of India. तालियां थोड़ी कम बजी. Why this is important, I want to state and restate, respected Vice President sir, because this is not a khazana. This is the means of connecting the unconnected. This is a means of bridging the digital divide. This is the means of bringing 140 crore of our family members from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Bharuch to Prayagraj, to where the sun rays hit the Bharat Mata soil of Arunachal Pradesh, and to connect them with the power of information and communication. And if this has been possible, it has been possible because of your effort of bringing the Digital Bharat Nadi together. And so, sir, we are on a growth path in India in our telecom sector. Having achieved a telecom penetration of greater than 86%. The words that we stand by, our mission, our values, our goals, our principles, inclusivity, innovation, and security. This is the kavach that we will hold for every single citizen of Bharat. And with these three guiding mantras by our side, as we grow the telecom sector, 10 years ago, we had 250 million internet subscribers. Today, we have 954 million internet subscribers. Every single person in this country would only consume 1 GB of data. Today, the average GB of data consumed is 20 GB. Broadband subscribers have increased from 60 million to 924 million. I have always said this, sir. I had the honor of serving in this ministry for the first time when I became minister in 2007. And I say this now, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's leadership, there has been a paradigm shift. We followed the world on 4G. We marched with the world in 5G. And Bharat Mata will lead the world in 6G. And that is possible because we work as a family. Every dint of hard work, day and night and day, that every member of our family puts in this effort will lead us to that cherished goal. The Department of Posts, sir, today is the largest distribution network across the world with 1,64,000 post offices. We serve the common man. We bring dreams to light. Not only officers sitting in Dak Bhavan, but my Grameen Dak Sevak, my Dakya, who on the field goes from house to convey service. He is the epitome of our slogan that Dak Seva is a Jana Seva. And she is the purveyor of every single dream of every single individual. And even within the Department of Posts, where our officers serve, we are undergoing a huge revolution. Our department is going to go digital. Our department is going through a business process restructuring exercise, where we will transform ourselves in the days to come into a logistics corporation, where we must become the leaders in the world with a new business avenue that is growing in terms of e-commerce. And that transformation will also be brought about by my family members sitting here today. So as we look at these new opportunities, where paradigm shifts are going to come about, whether in the telecom sector it's looking at 6G, where we will contribute 10% of patents to ITU, or whether it is in the Department of Posts, that paradigm shift and that change, that metamorphosis, that chrysalis has to be brought about by all of you. The world is our oyster, India's oyster today. With machine-to-machine learning, with AI, with IoT of things. And we have a wealth of talent in terms of our STEM capability, in terms of the initiatives that government has taken, such as the PLI scheme, where in the telecom sector alone, with 4,000 crores of investment, close to 50,000 crores of telecom equipment is being manufactured in India, and 11,550 crores has been exported today. और इसलिए जो प्रधानमंत्री जी सदैव कहते हैं कि भारत के सफर में, जब अमृत काल से शताब्दी काल के सफर पर भारत माता निकल चुकी है, उस सफर में 140 करोड़ हमारी देश की जनता का योगदान होना अनिवार्य है, क्योंकि मेरे भाई और बहनों, यही समय है, सही समय है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। जय हिंद, जय भारत।
Thank you very much, sir, for such an overwhelming and inspiring address. अब मैं आज के कार्यक्रम के मुख्य अतिथि महोदय, भारत के माननीय उपराष्ट्रपति महोदय श्री जगदीप धनखड़ जी से अनुरोध करूंगी कि वे अपने बहुप्रतीक्षित उद्बोधन से हमें अनुप्रेरित करें।
Very good morning, all of you. Because these days, to be effective, you need support. The support is here. It was not earlier. Honorable Minister of Communications and Department of Northeastern Region, Sri Jyotiraj Scindia, he has made my task very difficult. His name signals transformation. Jyoti. He carries on his shoulders rich legacy of another great illustrious son of this country who stood for transformation that was accoladed all around. Late Madhav Singh. He was Madhav to many, I was one of them. He led many of us. I was recipient of his indulgence when I got into parliament in 1989. I'm so happy and delighted that Jyoti is carrying his Jyoti for benefit of the nation in this manner. Friends, it is human genius and spirit that alone brings about transformation. Having a concept evolved is difficult. To be a leader is difficult, to execute is easy. Trust me, in my long career of several years, having been on several global platforms, and having had the great occasion to be part of the highest legal bodies globally, it is one of the rarest species I have heard where he talked to the family. And this is how you lead. He exemplified virtuosity, commitment, passion, mission, persuaded you for execution by indicating that yes, we have done so far, we have gone a long way. From Amritkal to Shrapney celebration, I am greatly touched. And therefore his conclusion, यही समय सही समय है और इस समय सब कुछ मुमकिन है. I am sure the nation will have no hesitation in subscribing to it. Madam Vandana Gowri, Secretary. Shri Manish Sinha ji, Member, Finance, Digital Communications Commission. When I ran into him for the first time, I told him no one loves a man in finance. I revised my opinion after listening to the Honorable Minister. A fraternity that is not to be loved by anyone is now my favorite. Transparency and accountability emanate normally from fiscal discipline. And if you can discipline in a soothing manner like Nani or Dadi, then the lessons are learned fast. the Honorable Minister in a short time has delivered, I would say, entire copy of homework. But ladies and gentlemen, he is so grounded to reality because our per capita internet consumption is more than that of China and USA taken together. That speaks of two things in particular. One, accessibility. You can't use unless you accessible. And second, adaptability. A nation of 1.4 billion is having that kind of a situation. The Honorable Minister alluded to the massive banking inclusion that was effected under visionary leadership of Prime Minister Modi. But the impact is there. Our digital transactions last year were 4 times the combined transactions of USA, UK, France, and Germany. And it is in this perspective I joined the Honorable Minister in calling your attention, which is technically a parliamentary law. The rise is incremental. It has to be more vertical. Because it is the Honorable Minister's leadership that will take this department out of the gravitational force, away from sky to space. I have no doubt about it. Distinguished officials, no, I realize, the family. कहते हैं नाम में क्या रखा है, सेट करने का। मैं कहता हूँ नाम में कुछ रखा है, आत्मकथा लंबे नाम में बहुत कुछ रखा है। Indian Post and Telecommunications Accounts and Finance Service. I am happy to be here. And I know 5 decades are a long time. I have been in my marriage for 4.5 years. So indeed an achievement, a milestone achievement, as the Honorable Minister rightly indicated. This moment demands, and after 5 years I will also get demands. Ladies and gentlemen, this moment demands not just commemoration, but a clear-eyed vision of our role in shaping India's future trajectory. And that has been done by the Honorable Minister. It was occurring to me that who should I put in Sunset TV to first understand, analyze, and put it across the nation. I picked up brilliant man because this he has done clear-eyed vision and has motivated, inspired, energized not only you but me as well. Friends, as your service advances, India moves purposefully towards its destiny as a developed nation by 2047, demanding unprecedented adaptability and foresight. We are at the moment 5th largest global economy, on way to becoming 3rd in a year so, ahead of Japan and Germany. But I can share with the genius of this family. be a developed nation, though no standards are set globally, but there is convergence on one aspect, per capita income. And that per capita income in this country has to take a quantum jump of 8 times to be able to realize the status of a developed nation. I have no doubt in my mind the developed nation is no longer a dream, it's our objective. We are on way to it. And I'm happy to share with you that in this marathon march to Viksit Bharat, where every Indian is involved, the communication will be nurtured, further enhanced, and blossomed by this family. पूरे देश में विकसित भारत का एक बहुत बड़ा हवन हो रहा है। इस हवन में हर कोई आहुति दे रहा है। प्रधानमंत्री के विजन की वजह से हमारा सपना साकार हो रहा है। हमारा सपना हमारा लक्ष्य बन गया है। पर इसमें पूर्ण आहुति जिसमें कम्युनिकेशन को है आपके द्वारा संभव। The parallel journey, friends, compels us to reimagine our purpose and chart an ambitious course forward. India's democratic journey exemplifies how diversity and vast democratic potential can fuel national progress. We have seen it in the last 10 years. Otherwise, we were part of President 5. There was never an occasion when I was a minister 35 years ago that anyone would ever from global entity accredit us. Now, International Monetary Fund says we are favorite global destination of investment and opportunity. And as a tribute to this family, the World Bank president who was in India during G20 reflected what India has done in digitization. In single-digit years, it is not possible normally for anyone to accomplish in 4 decades plus. That's what they call it. India's model of digitization is being replicated globally by several countries. Leaders of those countries with whom I have had the occasion to interact so indicated. But friends, democracy thrives not just on systems, but on core values. If there is a family that has good income, rich income, everything around, materialism is complete, there has to be a core value system. Our democracy also has to form a core value system. It has to be centered on the delicate balance of expression and dialogue. These twin forces, expression and dialogue, shape democratic vitality, where progress is measured not by individual positions, but by the broader societal benefit. Friends, today's institutional challenges from within and without often stem from the erosion of meaningful dialogue and authentic expression. अभिव्यक्ति का उद्गार और सार्थक संवाद दोनों ही प्रजातंत्र के अमूल्य आभूषण। अभिव्यक्ति भी और संवाद भी एक दूसरे के पूरक हैं। दोनों में सामंजस्य ही सफलता की कुंजी है। और यह सामंजस्य स्थापित करने में सबसे महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका आपके परिवार की। Communication. Friends, as we chart our path forward, we must recognize that democratic health and economic productivity are inseparable partners when it comes to national development. And therefore, let me focus on some critical attention on which is required from your end. Service remains our cornerstone. Your roles as administrators, financial advisors, regulators, and auditors must evolve to meet tomorrow's challenges. This evolution demands that we transform service delivery from traditional method to cutting-edge solutions. Let me tell you, you are aware more than I am. We are at the cusp of no less than another industrial revolution. Digital technologies have invaded us. They are with us in our home, in our office, everywhere. They offer challenges and opportunities. Artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, machine learning, blockchain, and the kind. We are feeling the heat. We have to measure up to the challenge, to convert the challenge into opportunities and make life of everyone in this country seamlessly connected to his or her ambitions. I'm happy to note, and other services can emulate your methodology. Our services need to be more dynamic. They have to adapt to rapid technological challenges, societal challenges, while maintaining foundational integrity. Our privilege of nation building now carries greater responsibility because we have to script and also architect. Realize the vision of a developed nation at 2047. The second requirement which emanates from Gita. As a matter of fact, this country has civilizational ethos of more than 5,000 years. Our Upanishads, our Purans, our epics, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And Gita has solution to every problem we face. But what has been said in Gita, I quote, Yeg arthat karmano, gains new relevance in our tech-driven era. When work becomes yeg in this digital age, it creates transformative impact across society. When it happens yeg, results are not arithmetic, they are geometrical. And therefore, every digital initiative becomes a building block towards Viksit Bharat at 2047. This demands innovation, thinking out of the box. It demands that an idea that occurs to us should not be part in our mind. It must be tested. The next is modern civil servants must be tech-savvy, facilitators of change transcending traditional administrative boundaries. We must adapt. We can learn this lesson from our children. My grandson took my iPhone and said, Nana, why are you calling for a mirror? He put the screen, clicked, and I could see it was a mirror. The Honorable Minister rightly focused. Security has taken a new dimension now. And that security is you have to protect beyond your boundaries national digital assets. It has become crucial. Cyber security and data integrity are vital, and they are as vital as fiscal prudence. We have seen recently in news reports how systems have been paralyzed or made dysfunctional. And the invasion was not conventional. So you are taking on the force from this place. India is a distant country for a simple reason that we are wedded to very strong ethical standards. And therefore, our ethical foundations must also extend into digital realm, setting new benchmarks for transparency and security. The future, friends, demands quantum-safe encryption and blockchain-based accountability systems. I know you are fully geared to lead these transitions. Time to take a big leap. The next in my mind that I need to share with you is cross-departmental collaboration becomes vital in an interconnected world. This is very important. we must be in synergistic mode. We must be in sync with each other. I have quite often impressed on everyone the doctrine of separation of powers is nothing but that the three institutions, the judiciary, the executive, and the legislature, they must act in tandem and togetherness. They must act in harmony. Trust me, there will ever be issues in the family or in the system. Issues are organic. Issues help us go forward like a failure. A failure is not a setback. It propels you to attain success next time. But we must learn to respect the other point of view. It is your discretion to accept the other point of view or not to accept it. But to reject or not to entertain the other point of view is not civility. But surely it is antithetical to our cultural values. Rising above silos, and some people love to be in silos. I'll make one reflection which you will appreciate immediately because you are not concerned about Saturday night. The International Monetary Fund said India is a favorite global destination of investment and opportunity. I'm sure they did not mean it is for government jobs. They must be thinking of other opportunities. And therefore, our youth is today in the silo of government jobs, unmindful of the basket of opportunities that is ever getting large like a balloon. It is primarily the job of communicators like you to make the people aware, the youth in particular, that in every part, sea, land, sky, space, things are getting for the better for India. Blue economy, space economy are things our youth have to focus on. That's another thing which you people have to keep in mind. And these principles taken together must guide us in navigating disruptive technologies. And why? India is amongst the very few countries, you know it, 6G, 4G, 5G, 6G for a layman like me means my telephone will be fast. But I know, Honorable Minister, you divided 6G exploitation into two phases. The commercial exploitation takes place from 2025 to 2030. In these areas, when I find myself as a layman, I sought assistance of the government to make me a presentation, and I was so energized when the scientists made a presentation to me about green hydrogen mission, quantum computing, disruptive technologies. Otherwise, for me, machine learning was a meaning from lexicon, and so was blockchain. I was enlightened in these years. Friends, India advances into these big areas. We are nations in single digit, amongst single digit nations when it comes to these technologies. And therefore transformation is inevitable. But the transformation must be accompanied by ethics and our ethos. Transform from guardians of traditional systems to architects of digital governance, enabling next generation service delivery. As a matter of fact, the world has to be controlled in our country. And that has to be done by the current youth and Gen Z, which means all people born in this country after I had taken my first oath into the Indian Constitution in 1989. They are critical now in shaping the future of this country. The two events are not interconnected. But then the ego in us is irrepressible. We have to work very hard to control our ego. Ego serves no one, but damages most the person who touches it. Friends, focus on bridging the digital divide through innovative financing models rural technology adoption. I'm so happy to know it's a priority with the Honorable Minister. With the world's largest youth population, which we call demographic dividend, and everyone in the world, India's demographic dividend offers unprecedented opportunities. Your digital initiatives must harness this young talent pool through skill development and digital entrepreneurship. The best that has happened in this country are three things. We missed them. An ecosystem that allows every youth in the country, on account of affirmative initiatives and government policies, to unleash his or her potential to realize dreams and aspirations we do not before. The second was equality before law. Those who for long fought, and that was a ground reality then, that they are above law. Always pedigree. That has disappeared. The third, corruption that eats into meritocracy, corruption that eats into talent of the youth. It's no longer there. Power corridors have been sanitized of those nefarious elements who extra legally leverage the decision making in this country. That big change has come. So you can reap the harvest now. I'm a farmer. So a farmer will always keep an eye on harvest. I must commend the department, and I'm sure other departments will need it. The emotive mind of the pensioner. If he gets any hiccup in getting his pension, you are making him a storehouse of worry. That is not majority. I am sure your model will be adopted by others. On the legislature front, the Telecommunications Act 2023 must evolve continuously and continually through supplementary framework for emerging technologies enabling young innovators. Some gaps are to be filled. These are not written by the notification and tools. I have no doubt it will be done. Friends, audit, self-audit is very important. The surest way to bring about degeneration of an individual or an institution is to keep it, or the gentleman or gentle lady from school. You have beyond school. Your degeneration is assured. And therefore, self-audit, an audit beyond self is essential. And I therefore strongly urge adopt artificial intelligence powered audit systems while maintaining human oversight for critical decisions. Shape policies that balance innovation with stability, ensuring India's digital leadership while creating opportunities for our youth. I'm sure I must conclude. So I take the hint from the Honorable Minister. I'm not concluding, I'm making concluding observations. In summation, friends, your journey forward demands mastery over disruptive technologies. You have to fructify the ambitions of our rich human resource, which we call a demographic dividend. May your service catalyze India's transformation into a global digital leader. We are on way to it. Harnessing our democratic strength and young population to build an unparalleled digital civilization. I am grateful for two things. One, the opportunity to share my thoughts with this family. And equally important, the opportunity to hear the Honorable Minister, Sri Jyoti Singh.
Thank you very much, sir, for your lively words of wisdom and vision. अब आप सभी से अनुरोध है कि कृपया अपने स्थान पर खड़े हो जाएं राष्ट्रगान के लिए।
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे